Good evening, everybody. Start here in just a minute. Thanks for tuning in today. Really appreciate that. Get my chat going here. Good morning. Coming to you live from Tampa, Florida at the how many annually have they done of these? I don't know. The 2021 Florida RV Super Show at the Florida State Fairgrounds. I want to give you a number of updates today, and I'm really excited to do that. I'm trying to get my chat working here. Bear with me, guys. Fantastic. Um, yeah, it's been a really groundbreaking day on a number of fronts. So I want to talk about the Volta Brand Ambassador announcement today. That's a huge thing. Talk about the Super Show. We've toured a whole bunch of rigs today. I am frankly worn out, but I am still jazzed because you folks are here. And I want to share some of the stuff with you. I'm not able to show pictures. I'm not even up to speed on some of these streaming software things I was hoping to be on this point, but I do want to share with you some of the things I've seen today and get your feedback on what we need to go back and do more of. I want to talk about the Super Show crowd, COVID safety, some of the RVers I've ran into, and some that aren't going to be here. And speaking of aren't going to be here, a couple of the RV OEMs are not here. So I want to talk about that as well. And what interviews we have coming up with this week, and then kind of my goals this week. Hey, Chad and Paul, speaking of people I ran into today, um, and it's just an amazing week. And what a great way to start the new year. It's so great. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes down here. Um, and this is Q&A. So I'm here as much to answer your questions as I am to share some information with you. So yeah, hi Jay, thanks for tuning in. The Salty Medic, saw him today in person. OMG, what a cool cat he is. Loved your mask too, by the way. I meant to tell you that. It was really pretty groovy. Hey Deb, cold from Ohio. Yeah, it's pretty cold in Florida. You're not going to feel sorry for us though. But I've got my Truma furnace on. Pretty awesome. FT, thank you. Yes, Mr. Ambassador. Ambassador Scott. And if you slip up and say Ambassador Spock, I'm okay with that too. St. Augustine, love St. Augustine. We need to have Chad and Paul. Hey, need to have a channel roundup in St. Augustine. Love St. Augustine. Maryland, that's what that was. I thought it looked familiar. I couldn't figure it out. Thank you, Salty Medic. Yes, Maryland's got a really cool flag. I agree. And Watch Breeze headed to Vegas weekend. Chad and Paul, yeah. Anything interest you at the show today? Anything surprise you? Running into you guys was not really a surprise, but I'm glad I did. Hoping we can make something happen before the week is out. I was surprised at how busy it was. The show opened at 9 a.m. this morning, and it was pretty flooded with people. Flooded in relative terms for a Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock, showed its opening. I was really kind of shocked at the crowds around the Winnebago Echo. And that's probably had the biggest crowds in the Winnebago booth. There was a little drizzle in the rain this afternoon, so it thinned out by 3 or 4 o'clock. So what I might do tomorrow is go back and I try and film tomorrow night because it was really tough to film today with so many folks buzzing around. I say lithium is just probably the thing that continues to be a trend. I'm not really surprised by it, but varying flavors of lithium RV energy systems. Probably the biggest surprise was to see Roadtrek. Yeah, I crawled through some Roadtrek rigs today. They didn't really let me film them online telling about it, but Roadtrek apparently alive and well. An outfit out of France purchased them. Somebody keep me honest, started with an I, Republic, or no, wasn't it? But yeah, Roadtrek was here. We toured some Coachmen, the Novas. Many of you have asked for the Nova. We got kind of an exclusive-ish. The manufacturer rep kind of toured us through one of their prototypes. So we got some cool stuff about that. Brad, yeah, we got some bad news, sir. On Pleasure Way, Canadian company, leisure travel vans.
It's 5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock in Chicago. they're not here, and I'm guessing Panorama, because Canadian companies, borders still closed due to COVID. I'm guessing that's why. Where the leisure travel vans normally are in the middle of the row. If you've been here before, you know they're right down the main line, Main Street, one of the big main streets, one of the big three main streets, and they were completely vacant this year. Instead was Ram pickups. Put their, post haste, I'm pretty sure. The other person missing this year is our partner Embassy RV. If you weren't aware of that, they had plans to attend, or had a big booth, had a couple of prototypes and floor plans rather that were coming down. Embassy RV has been struck kind of hard with COVID. They're just focused on putting out vans, so they didn't have a banner here this year. So we're bummed about that. More to come on that. But those are kind of the things we didn't see. YouTubers we ran into, Chad and Paul, that was cool. Kevin of 30 and a Wake Up is here. He's come and gone. He says he's going to be here again tomorrow. And that is who we ran into today. We've been told that the Fit RV folks are not going to be here. And listening to their podcast last week, the Wendlands, Mike and Jennifer of RV Lifestyle, are not going to be here this year. So skinny crowd on the YouTubers. But it was pretty full of folks today. Look at my notes quick. I would say COVID safety rules are being adhered to. Everybody's masked up. They take their temperature as you come in, which is great. A lot of sanitizing gel everywhere. But it was cold weather, so the cold beer wasn't being readily consumed, and I'd say the food vendors were pretty. It was pretty anemic for those guys today. So those are kind of some of the things that surprised me and then not surprised me. So thanks, Chad and Paul, for that. Glad to have you out there. So WATBRI question: Have they have any Revel 4x4 lithium editions for sale? They're certainly on display. Lithionics is the lithium system that the Revels are going with. Not sure why they didn't go with Volta, but they're certainly here in force. And just for Chad and Paul, we got to see their new baby today. Got to climb through that. That was interesting. Met Tim, the mustache Tim. And we're going to do a crowd-pleasing, sorry for the shaky camera, tour with him later in the week. So those are serious 4x4s, as you know, on Sprinter chassis. And Chad and Paul is really excited to talk with you further about your van. The curious floor plan and the shower is fascinating. Oh my gosh. If you guys haven't checked out Chad and Paul YouTubers, How to Travado KL, purchasing a Storyteller Overlander, a Sprinter-based, smaller volume, really high quality van outfitter with a massive Volta system. Love how they display Volta front and center. If you haven't seen all their YouTube videos about making that switch, be sure and check them out. So Brad, Pleasureway update. Jane, did you get to see the new 2022 Travado GL? They have a L. And I got to tell you, folks, if you've been listening to me at all the last couple months since they released that, I am not happy with what they've done. I'm going to try and go back when there's less crowd, because that rig was swarmed, as was the Echo, and I am just not happy with what they've done on many levels. They blew up the front lounge. It can drive two, but sleep one kind of large adult, or if you can't sleep two people in a small bed, you drive two, you sleep one, or you drive four and you sleep one or two. It's just the bed situation makes no sense to me. And my fear was confirmed. They raised the floor in the bathroom. Now I'm 5'10", and you'll see this in the video. If you're a guy that likes to stand up when you urinate, you actually are going to have to tilt your head, because I can't stand up without tilting my head. Maybe they're trying to get the guys to sit and go potty. I don't know. And the reason for that is they wanted a gravity drain, which they certainly got, and there's no shower pump now. The shower pump wasn't the problem, in my opinion. It was the shower drain and the shower floor that was the problem. And they so over-engineered, in my opinion, a solution to that. And again, if you're any taller than 5'10", you're going to be tilting your head to stand up and use the restroom in there, and shower for that matter, which is ironically what they were trying to solve for. And you can't stand up in there straight. It's just unbelievable. Other changes, the bed, they didn't add any capacity to the tanks. I think storage, some have said they went down, but I don't know. So yeah, more to come on that. I need to get in there with my measuring tape. That rig was pretty swarmed with folks. As you probably know, the Super Show did not have Industry Day, which they've had the 3 years, this being my third that I went to. And what Industry Day, it was open to media, YouTubers, folks like me, OEM, RV manufacturers, but the public was not available. What that allowed us to do is go record all the videos without public being around so we could do really in-depth stuff. Didn't happen this year, so we're, kind of fighting with the crowds. And COVID, a lot of folks wouldn't let you get into a rig unless there's other people in there. So a lot more to come on the 2022 GL. Thanks, Jane, for asking, but I'm just disappointed on so many levels, and I express that to folks. Yes, Salty Medic, thanks for bringing that up. Big news today was the Volta Brand Ambassador announcement. If you didn't see that video, we had a very short video. We did a premiere, first time doing that, and you're now looking at the official brand ambassador for Volta. Now, what I have been charged to do is not do what a lot of brand ambassadors do, which is, talk about the product to an audience, kind of like the Fit RV, the brand ambassadors for Winnebago. Not that you really know that specifically, but and their focus now is on the Echo for kind of obvious reasons. But my mission is a little different. I've crow about my Travato GL, my Volta system Pier 3 all the time, have since day one, 2.5 years ago. But my mission is different. I'm going to go educate Winnebago dealers and delivery person on why Volta and why that and how that enhances an RVing experience, just to bring them better up to speed. So it's a very different bent on me just doing paid videos for Volta. So I appreciate your support. Some people were kind of disappointed. Most are really giving a thumbs up. So I really appreciate that and your support there. It means a lot to me. It means a lot for channel income purposes. It means a lot to Volta. It means a lot to the dealers we've already worked with. They're like, we had a much better understanding of how to explain this to people and why invest in a Volta system. So really appreciate your support. It was really a big announcement today. It was kind of a soft launch earlier this year. If you saw my website, you've seen it, but going to be meeting with interviewing Volta this week on site here. They've had some pretty big announcements. If you haven't been to their website, go to Volta Power Systems, I think, Power Apps. Just Google. Volta.com doesn't do it. They have a bigger website. But they announced a partnership with Tiffin today. Tiffin, as you know, makes huge Class A rigs for shore, and they have a 36,000 watt-hour Volta lithium system in a Class A coach. 50 amps of juice wherever you want to go. Now, contrast that to my 8,700 watts in my Travato. It's somebody do the math. 3 times, larger than 3 times, 4x almost, on the size of that energy pack. I can't wait to go check that out. How about Volta in a Class A? That's pretty exciting. Yeah, the Travato lineup, we talked about the 2022 G, not impressed. A lot of reasons. The Solus is pretty cool. The Rebel largely unchanged. I think that the Echo is going to be pretty popular. I think that's going to be a home run. The Bolt is not here, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, what OEMs did not show up? Mentioned leisure travel. I haven't seen Panorama. Airstream is not here in their usual places. They might be somewhere else, but if you've been to the show before, all the Airstream towables are inside, and the Class B, they are not there at all this year. So yeah, so there's some we're not seeing, but most of them are here, and a lot of sold signs. So people are probably showing up to really buy, and that's exciting. Maybe the tires kickers show up this weekend, but everybody, the dealer folks I was talking with, people got their checkbooks out and they're buying. A lot of sold stickers, which is pretty great. Yeah, Chad and Paul, Roadtrek. I was kind of surprised. The floor plans are largely the same. I spoke to the manufacturer rep. He would not go on camera, but kind of gave some backstory that they're working on coming back, increasing the quality, increasing some of the modifications, floor plan enhancements. Their lithium system. They're doing some work there, but what I saw is what I've seen before largely. But it's good to see them here. It's always good to have competition, right? Yeah, Ken, I haven't seen Panoramic yet. They're a Canadian company, so I'm guessing because the other two Canadian companies aren't here, they couldn't get through the border, is my guess. I'm going to try and search them out today, but I haven't seen that they're here yet. Yeah, smash that like button. We got 62 folks on here. This is great. We should have 62 thumbs up, so appreciate that. John, thanks for the comment on your ambassadorship. I'm really excited. We're just really getting rolling on that. Let's keep going here. What questions do you guys have? We haven't done a YouTube Live in quite a while, and that's going to change in the new year. I'm going to do them weekly. Kevin, 30 to Wake Up, he's been doing these, some really marathon sessions. I'm going to keep mine around an hour, but he's pretty consistent. So I'm going to do them on Wednesday nights going forward. This week we're going to do one each day, and I'll try and get a little more organized so I can show you what I've seen. But I can talk through some of what I've seen today as well. Also, the Winnebago. Let me talk to you about the Echo. So it was really popular. It was swarmed with people. I got a few minutes of time. I was really impressed in person. It was, it looks cool. It looks big. It looks like an RV. I like the badging. I like the color scheme. They had a outdoor kitchen that I think might be an option. I need to do a little homework on it, but they had two awnings. The one that comes out over the patio, the door you go into, not the cab doors. And then they had a Batwing style that was deployed off the back corner and around to the driver's side, which was super cool. And as you climbed inside, I was really impressed with the color scheme. It's kind of this gentle throwback in a quality way to the 70s, I would say. It was really cool. I was really impressed. I think they have a home run on their hands, and the space was obvious. You could have two tables up at once. The galley was really nice. The fridge was cool. The bed was amazing. The bathroom, if you've seen me talk about the bathroom in the European vans, it's exactly like that. Finally, I don't know why you can't do it in a Travato. Maybe they kind of put all their energy on a brand new Travato 59 something else J for getting the job done. I don't know, because the bathroom was cool. And what the bathroom is, you have a sink and a toilet. You move the wall, and then you have a shower that is separate from the sink and the toilet. So really, really cool. Glad to see that being put in an RV from an American manufacturer. We're going to spend some more time in there. It was just swarmed with folks today. I'm trying to get some measurements done. And even have one of the guys kind of walk us through it, but it was much cooler than I thought. It's big. They say it's about the size of a van, and I'm not sure that's totally accurate. A van chassis with a fiberglass box put on top. That's, I mean, it didn't really. It's not like a B plus, but it was certainly bigger than a van. Thank you, Philip. Appreciate the thumbs up. Thumb up, folks. We're up to 73 people. This is awesome. F&T Canada. Yes. Hello. Chavez, hello. Rick, thanks for that. Congratulations. Pretty excited about that. Yeah, we have, as does Volta. I mean, they announced Tiffin today. Volta announced Tiffin partnership, putting a massive energy system into a Tiffin Class A. I know they're working on that. Want to put them in more rigs. My role is fairly focused on just having the Travato dealer and owner experience get better. So we're working on that. So very focused, which I love. I love, core competencies, focused effort. Thank you, Bran, for that. Let's see, Anton, welcome. Yes, Embassy RV is not here, which is sad. They're very busy building vans, but the reason they weren't able to come is largely due to COVID. They've had some COVID issues there, and so they were not able to make that down here this year, which is really sad. We had a number of things planned, so those just kind of got delayed a little bit, like is kind of happening right now. Now, I will say, we have a big announcement coming up probably next month around not Embassy RV, but something that sounds very similar, and that is Regency RV. Regency RV is a Class B plus builder on Sprinter chassis. They're out of Fort Worth, Texas. We got some big fun stuff coming up. We'll put all that out next month. You'll probably be shocked. I'm pretty sure. What it will allow me to do is really do some nice contrast between a Travato and a B plus. All right, I can't keep a secret. That's really so. We have. Are you ready for this? Are you sitting down? This may be a. We bought his and his RVs. Yes. Kyle does not like the Travato. Too small. Two people in here full time. Somebody was asking about that. You got to be really good friends, and enjoy the bed situation. We spent a lot of time in separate beds, which made me make that video. You can sleep two people in here pretty well. But we actually bought another RV for Kyle for a different use case than what I'm doing. But yes, we have his and his RVs. We bought an Regency RV Ultra Brome with a generator. OMG, wait till you hear that thing go off. You're going to know why Volta rules. But yeah, kind of a soft launch here. A lot more to come on that. It's going to be a lovely contrast. I think good for people kicking the tires on RVs and my van versus something else. Really excited about that. So check out regencyrv.com and you'll see what we're talking about there. Let's see, what other questions do you guys have? Yes, Coachmen. Let's talk about Coachmen. I was really surprised. I didn't see the Coachmen Transit-based stuff today, but the Coachmen Nova is on the Ram ProMaster chassis. And they kind of had a K-floor plan, but they really took a different approach to the bathroom. I really liked it. I'm not a big fan of that bathroom hanging out the back of the rig. I open my doors on a pretty regular basis to get fresh air in, and you could actually do that with them the way they did the bathroom on the Coachmen Nova. They have a lithium system, using lithionics, and I was really impressed on a number of features. The screens were super cool. Light cabinetry. It just was really, really impressive. Price points are about the same, I would say, as a Travato, but the woodwork was very different, very nice. Amish built. The manufacturer rep gave us a tour of their prototype that I would say kind of reminds me of a little bit like their Coachmen Beyond, but a little different. I was a little curious about their tank disposal systems. They actually had two of them, so you see that. But I was pretty impressed. I'm really excited to get that on tape, and we'll probably do the Winnebago Travato, G, followed by the Echo, followed by Coachmen Nova. I was really pretty impressed by those. We'll try and get those out post haste. Thank you, Steve, for bringing those up. And just lovely color schemes. I need to go find the Transit Beyond. So stay tuned on that. Let's see. John says, suggest go to Williams, Arizona instead of Wallace, Idaho this year. You know, we might take you up on that. You ever been to Wilcox, Arizona? It's kind of close to El Paso, about 90 miles from El Paso, kind of the bottom, southeast corner. I'll check out Williams, Arizona, but Wilcox, Arizona was a tremendous amount of fun. We're going to do Wallace again, though, but that might be an annual event. Bev, in the house. Thank you for the big congratulations. I appreciate that. What other questions do folks have? 79 people. This is really great. Thumbs up. Thank you for those. Let me look at notes here. What else do we see today? What do I want to talk to you guys about? So RV parking. So we've had a number of questions around RV parking. I got here really not expecting. I thought I had a reservation. Turns out I didn't. Then they separated the media this year. Media in quotes, I guess I'm media, which is okay, from where I stayed the last 2 years. So I'm literally in front of the RV campground office, which is, I guess, actually not a bad space. It's a long way from the show. But unless you have RV reservations, they've been putting the big rigs in additional overflow space, I would say. So unless you have an RV reservation or can make one, I would plan to stay in the general parking lot. There's a $20 overnight parking fee plus the day rate, which I think is $12. There are no services, so you need to have a fully self-contained rig. I'm going to try and scoot over tonight on my bike to see if all the Travatos are huddled together like they've done in years previous. And they've kind of been, if you know where the main entrance is, they've been off to the right of the main entrance. So try and scope out those folks. The Winnebago folks weren't sure if they were going to be here this year. It's a different group altogether. So that'd be my recommendation. If you're coming in your RV, highly recommend trying to contact them and make a reservation. Find out where you're going to go. It's pretty expensive. I'm here for 4 nights. It was 120 bucks for full hookups, and I'm in kind of a special spot, I guess. And but you can definitely stay in the parking lot for $20 overnight per night, plus the daily rate, plus your ticket. It's 12 bucks to get in, but you're good for 2 days, which is pretty good. So that's a tip I have for you there. We'll talk about interviews in a minute. Let's see, Brad. Do not like the Travado 22. Yeah, I think the guy, the Winnebago person I was talking to was a little generous. It's been kind of a 50-50. Boy, looking for, the response from this audience, maybe it's a very biased audience, a bunch of G lovers, which is not surprising, I guess. He said 50-50. We've had 2 people comment and really go, I like that new floor plan. And they have the floor plan that I have, plus the new one, and if you step in both of them, you immediately feel the difference. It's dramatic, in my opinion. Mark says, what's the cheapest Class B RV at the show? That is a great question. Probably 85-ish is what I've seen. Most of them are MSRP 150, which we know is not accurate pricing generally. Everybody's taking 15-20 grand off MSRP, so most of these are around 100 to 120-ish, depending on options. Speaking of options, reminds me of the lovely awning style windows that I have, and just want to let you know that the Nova, whoops, sorry, trying to make this shake less, has really spectacular, standard, beautiful awning windows. They come out of Europe. There we go. AT&T is failing me here. And they were really interesting. I'm talking about the Nova windows. Awning style, really robust, clear, which mine are tinted, which is great if you're trying to see in. I want tint, but seeing out, I've noticed that mine definitely have a tint that the others didn't, and it was a pretty dramatic difference. What other questions do you folks have? Let's see, cheapest, we talked about that. Hey, Rick. Yeah, so Rick says live broadcast from Traveling Robert, what the Canadian company's not allowed. Yeah. Forest River, haven't strolled by them today. So it was kind of funny today because there was a stampede to go see, for me, to go see the new 2022 Travado. There was a bunch of viewers there. So I ended up getting some video, but mostly chatting with viewers. It was super cool. It was funny because 3 years ago, nobody knew who the hell I was, but now I'm, just kind of walking around. Everybody's like, hey, I know you. I'm like, hey, I know you too. What's your first name? Just had a great time. Not every time. Many times turned around, it's like, hey, you're that guy. And I'm like, yeah. Today I was not wearing my hat nor my sunglasses. Made it a little easy. And it's a little easier for you to watch those videos later when I'm not wearing hats and sunglasses. So we're going to hit this Forest River, so thanks for your patience on that. Emily, congrats on your Volta gig. Awesome. Pick up a Class B. A lot of them had sold stickers on them. I'm telling you, it's pretty amazing. Thanks, Bill, for the congrats. Evan T, we talked. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Oh, Traveling Robert. So, great news. I have an interview with Traveling Robert this Friday. Volta is going to go first, and I'm going to go next. We don't have a little overlap there. He's really curious about Volta. Traveling Robert is. I've watched his stuff on YouTube many times, and I'm really excited. I never met him in person, so I'm really excited to get to meet him. As you know, he pulls a Winnebago towable around, and he just does really great work. And I'm really excited to meet him in person. He's probably one of the few YouTubers I haven't met in person, now that I think about it. So I'm really excited about that. So stay tuned for that. We're going to try and see if we can get a reciprocation from him and have him join one of our channel interviews or something like that. What other questions do you folks have? Yeah, Volta's got a couple big announcements this week. We did ours today about our brand ambassadorship. They did the Tiffin today. There was a couple others that I think are coming out still, though I don't know for sure. I don't want to give any of their secrets away, but keep an eye on Volta, their website this week. The Tiffin's a big one. I mean, can you imagine a Class A with a 36,000 usable energy pack. Oh my gosh, that would just be so amazing. Because Class A is just almost synonymous with a generator. Because unless you're plugged into 50 amps, you have to run a generator. They're just so ginormous energy users. We talked about Embassy. Yeah, 30 and a wake up. Yes, Kyle, we have his and his RVs. So if it's news to you, stay tuned. We got some fun content. Wait until you people see Kyle's first dump tank. Oh my God. I'm telling you, it's one of the funniest things you'll ever see. I tried to talk him out of buying an RV. And his number one thing is like, how do I get staff to empty the tanks? I'm like, dude, that's part of the RV experience. So wait till you guys see that video. It is hysterical. He changed gloves, I think, not less than 3 times. And I was trying to coach him. I'm like, dude, this is your deal. I'm just going to stand by and coach. It's funny. Yeah, his and his RVs. Yeah, we'd like to make some RV park reservations. Can we get them side by side, please? That's funny. Hey, Bill. Yeah, the Ultra is really cool. If you like the leisure travel vans out of Canada, you'd feel right at home in an Ultra Brome. They are really, really solid. Really quality. The Moodlight, I mean, it's just really a great rig. I'll show you. We'll put a video out of what he purchased that's here at the show. He bought a used one that had 9,000 miles on it. Got a great deal. Yes, thank you, Kevin. 30 to wake up. You have a generator in the family. Yes, and I can't wait to show you guys the difference. I really got hounded by some folks on too much crowing about Volta. About holy cow! Wait till you see this, hear this, feel this generator. And you know, people say you don't use your generator much. I'm like, hey, how about overnight, all night in a Cracker Barrel on our delivery pickup? Oh my God. Yeah, you know, that's a good point. So Antoine says Embassy needs to make an RV like Echo, which is not far-fetched because they have a specialty vehicle section, the larger portion of their business actually, that makes surgical vans and rolling banks and all these really crazy specialty things. And so they're really good with fiberglass bodies and other things that make a class, you know, C or B plus very feasible. So when I talk to Terry next, I'll recommend that. Yeah, thanks. Never keep. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible liar and I'm a terrible secret keeper. It's just, you know, my Catholic guilt. It's just better to tell the truth. It's just so much easier. Then you have to remember what you told, right? That's pretty awesome. Hey, Texas. Met some Texas folks today. I can't wait to get back to Texas. So amazing. Yeah, Wallace, Idaho is great. Yep, Kyle got a Regency Ultra Brome. So funny. And I can't wait to show you guys more of that. So we got a lot of fun ideas coming up. Kind of got sidetracked by a family trip to New Orleans for New Year's. Thanks, MCR6 on the Volta. Yeah, really excited about that. It was a lot of lessons. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of joy. And I'm really glad I'm getting paid to train dealer sales teams and delivery teams. If you're not familiar with that, if you've never bought an RV, there's certainly the RV experience to buy one, hopefully is pleasant. But I'm sorry for the shaking, is the when you take delivery, you know, they run you through all the systems in about 30 minutes, maybe to an hour. And it's such an overload. And on the Volta side, in my opinion, they were missing some really key things that makes the Volta experience really powerful. And many of them, unfortunately, got it wrong. They didn't even know about some of this stuff. So that's what we're doing. It's just training them to be better. Talking about Volta in a, you know, Pier 3, as Winnebago calls it, in a Travado. So you have a better decision process to make. Is it worth it or not to invest in a Volta-equipped Travado? And then once you get it, how do you use it better, more quickly from start? So that's what, and I'm really excited about the teaching part. I'm really into that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's kind of funny. So Karen, good question. Are you allowed to use a generator in a parking lot? It kind of depends. A lot of the harvest hose sites say no generators allowed, because imagine being in a winery, there's 3 other RVs there, 2 people are sitting in silence because they have, you know, a lithium system, hopefully a Volta, and then you got some folks running a generator. Just kills the mood because of that lawnmower running all night. And so harvest hosts a lot of times say no generators allowed. Other places it's kind of, you know, RV etiquette. 95 people, 56 thumbs up, 35 minutes into this. Thank you, folks, for tuning in tonight. Really appreciate that. We haven't done one of these in a long time. I'm going to do more of them. Kevin's my new inspiration for doing more of these. He's doing a lot more videos, too. He's done some really good ones. The alligators, you got to watch out behind you, man. I'm telling you. So let's see. What other questions do you guys have? So Kara asks, besides the Bolt, what other van is a Pure 3 in? That's a great question. On the Winnebago side, it's the Bolt and it's the Travado. In the Revel is, I think, Lithionics, and in the Echo is Lithionics. Other van manufacturers, Storyteller for sure. Advanced RV would be another one I know for sure. I think there's one more, their name escapes me, but Volta is in other rigs, and I think that's one of the reasons Chad and Paul went with a Storyteller is because of Volta in particular, even larger than the one that they had. So, yeah, Ray, good question. So we talked about this at the beginning, but so how's the Super Show? I would say it was pretty busy. For a Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., I went right to the Winnebago booth trying to get you guys content on the Travados, and it was way busier than I expected. And by noon, the place was, there was people everywhere. It slowed down because there's a little bit of sprinkling of rain, but so the crowds thinned late in the afternoon. They closed at 5 today. I think that was the time. We kept getting different times when the show ended by the dealers, which is interesting, but it closed at 5 or 6. I'm not sure when it closed down last year, so it might have closed down a little earlier than years past. I would say the food vendors were not nearly as busy, and the inside the vendor exhibit hall thing, where you buy massage chairs and couches and all that kind of interesting stuff, hitches, though that was pretty light today, and that I expect those to pick up today or as the week grows. So everybody was masking up. Everybody was super polite. If there were people in the rigs, they were waiting. A lot of sterilization gel going around, which I appreciated. And everybody was respectful of, if there's people in the rig, they didn't climb in until they were out. So that was actually kind of nice. I kind of appreciate that, because a lot of times you get a bunch of people that can't take a turn in the queue. So that's a good question. SCS, what's your take on the used GL market over the next year or two? Thinking about a 19, 20, or 21. I think those are great models. So when I bought mine in 2019, there was a tremendous amount of enhancements that were kind of iterative up to that point, and then bang, everything showed up. And I think that's been kind of the case up to the 21s. They made some bigger ones. Then 22, bang, this new floor plan and everything come out, which I'm not a big fan of. So I think the used G floor plan is going to be pretty hot. That's my guess. I'm working on a video right now on buy now or wait, because there's such a tremendous interest. 101 people, thank you. Thumb up if you're getting anything out of this. Send me out a question to answer. Because I've been thinking about it. If you bought an RV because you think it was cool, you want to go camping and you decided it really wasn't that great, there might be a lot of used rigs on the market come this summer. So it kind of depends on what you're trying to do and what you right floor plan. Some of the electronics, the lithium, the innovations. I think we got to wait for the video. But certainly, if you love that new G floor plan 2022, I'd put your order in for that, because those won't be shipping until probably, my guess is spring, early summer. But if you like the existing floor plan, I would suck that up ASAP, put it in your parking lot, because it is drastically different on many levels. Steve from Spokane, good to see you, sir. Yes, you had one on order for quite a while. I thought you almost had delivery on it, no? So he's going to actually... Oh, you put one in order. Okay, for the new 2022. And it looks like you're going to modify the front. Yeah, so I'll bet you a steak sandwich. People are going to be like, Steve, it's like, yeah, you open it up, Winnebago, by taking out the jump seat, which I'm sitting on talking to you right now. Could not do this in the new floor plan. And I think what people are going to end up doing is, because there's, I think, less storage. I might be wrong on that. Winnebago, we may have to have a fist fight about that. I'll measure. People are going to put a storage cabinet here. I think literally that's what's going to happen. They're going to buy a storage cabinet at Home Depot or something like that, and and screw it to the floor. That's what I bet people do, which kind of completely erases the open floor plan. That's my guess. And it sounds like Steve is thinking about something similar. 108 people. Thank you so much. Do you know about the higher WA? I'm not sure what that means, Jack, if you can help me with that. Kara, great question. Kyle's my partner. We've been together for almost 21 years. He's part of the story for sure. Doesn't like the RV thing the way I do it. He's in charge of our Airbnb business. I'm in charge of our RV YouTube business. He's been in a couple videos. If you haven't seen the one where we stayed the night in the stockyards, had so much fun. That was such a fun video to make and so much fun. That's who Kyle is. Life partner. Technically not married, but we've been together for a long time. 21 years. That's a crazy amount of time. Great guy. Just a great guy. So glad to have him. Matthew Bean, hello. Question mark. Oh, look at this. Kevin, he's taking a page out of your star question. Have you been to Maine yet? Short answer, no. Can't wait to get there. Here's my COVID RV plan. Stay out of any states that are closed down in a serious way. I just have no interest in going through all that. Been there with Washington State. Been there a little bit with Oregon. Just Illinois. Just have no interest. So until things open up in that upper corner of the country, just staying away. But can't wait to get there. Maine is so beautiful. Would love to go to Newfoundland. And so I hope I can street camp in New York City, Manhattan. Wouldn't that be awesome by Times Square? That would be just a bucket list check for sure. But yeah, if you have any recommendations, Matthew Bean on Maine, places to go. We're the Russos, done some really great videos on Maine, and I want to emulate some of that. 105 people. Thank you for joining tonight. Let's see. So Jenny says, is there a shorter van, less than 20 feet, with all-wheel drive? Don't really need 4x4. There is the smaller, shorter version of the, keep me honest here, the Sprinter for sure. I think the 140 wheelbase. It does have 4x4, pretty sure not all-wheel drive. The Transit comes in several different lengths, so we have to do some on that, some homework on that for you. The Ram does come in a 19-foot variant, but is front-wheel drive only. So, Watts in the new 2022 Travado. You know, it's kind of funny. We'd have to go to their webpage because the model they have here was not Volta equipped on the 2022 G floor plan. So I wasn't able to look up that literature. We'd have to look it up. I think it is larger. They're putting in 4 cores now. So it's going to be, I would say, equivalent to the National Park Edition, which I think is 11,800. Somebody keep me honest on that. But so yes, I think that is the case. I'm really hoping to go spend some serious amount of time in the new plan and really do a dig in. Since I'm the G guy, I should know that really well, right? Matthew, I'm not sure what you mean there, sucks. He'll say it again. Oh, this is kind of fun. In fact, some of you that I met today love the layout in my van. Not my layout, but my decorations. So yeah, this is kind of fun. So this is Chinese characters for Kyle's name and good luck. And don't ask me which is which. And I had the sign with my name, so it was Scott Kyle Good Luck, written by one of Kyle's in-laws. And mine blew away in South Dakota at a Bass Pro Shop. It was super windy. I was trying to get it stuck and it blew away when I opened up the door and I totally missed it. So now it's just those 2 signs. Thanks for asking. This one I actually bought in Madrid. That's a very famous Picasso painting. And these I got in Madison. This is a good one, right? Bad decisions make great stories. Is that not true or what? And then this is so important. Man, if anything good comes out of COVID, that's one thing, is people have really rethink what they're doing and why. Do what you love. I just love those. Let's look at a few more questions here. We're going to go for about another 15 minutes. Let me see if there's anything else on my list I want to talk with you guys about. We talked about the Traveling Robert interview coming up. I'm really excited about that. There is, let's see. Thanks to Terry Hellstrom. Oh my gosh. Do you guys want a sneak peek at this? Terry is an audience angel. You're coming this week, right? On this other side of the Gulf side, Terry. So let me guys show you this. I'm going to pull my iPad up here. Let me turn the light on. Terry is truly an audience angel. I'm going to flip the camera around. Can I do that? I think so. Because he actually did all the work. Helped me install. Are you ready for it? Yes. A brand new sink and shower setup. I am so excited to put this video by another video, YouTube person in the flip this around again, in the Travato owner wannabe group. So we kind of learned from that. We did this last Saturday. I've taken 3 showers now in it. I cannot tell you what a pleasure that is now. Oh my goodness. So thank you again, Terry, for spending a Saturday with me and putting that in. That is just a delight. That's one of the great things about the new Travato G is they've actually improved, the shower situation kind of like that. So you guys got a little sneak peek on that. SES, please do a video for us the way you'll run your Volta trainings for dealer staff. That's a curious question. That's an interesting idea. Would love your feedback on that. Actually, we've learned a lot the last 6 months. I've done probably close to a dozen of the dealers now, and every time I do one, I learn a little bit better how to help them. That's a great question. Let me think about that. I'd love your input. It's on use case. It's not about the technology. It's not about the watts, the amps, and all that stuff. Very important. But how do you use it? More importantly, what does it enable you to do? And I think as a consumer of RVing, that would need to be known. So that's what we're doing. That's a really interesting question. I like that. I'm thinking about that. Kara, that Kyle. Yeah, that Kyle. So you'll be seeing some more videos with Kyle. That's pretty funny. Let's see, Ryan Burr. Man, you've been a long time. I'll never forget actually doing a video for you at the very first RV Super Show. It was something around the sewer system, I think it was. And I called your name out specifically because you were very specific about it. But you asked tonight, maybe answer something like this, but in the new G, is there room to put a camping pad on the floor in the front for a sleeping bag? It still has a step up, so you can't put there's no flat floor in the front like there is in mine, not a flat floor. So there's nothing to put it on. It's a problem. I mean, I guess you could put it down the middle, but that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's just, I'm not a fan of what they did. A camping pad on the sleeping bag. So I think I got that right, but transit 22 feet long, love it. Yeah, it's kind of a nice in between the 21 and the 24, right, Kim? Thanks for asking that. Transit, I can't wait to get into some transits again. Kara says she's asking again what the Class B's besides Bolt has Volta. From Winnebago, it's the Bolt and the Travato. And then there's Advanced RV has one, and Story Overlander is another that carry Volta. Yeah, Pleasure Way has the on tour. They're not here this go around. So Steve, Tony's saying curve drop off. Yeah, it's yeah. I don't know. We'll spend some more time in there. We'll spend more time there for you guys on the new Jeep floor plan. Shamrock Campground. I'm losing audio. That's not good. Maybe my AT&T connection is failing me here. So MCR says, why'd you guys go with Regency? It was all about the bed. It's all about the bed for Kyle. And that's why Regency, because a leisure is like an 18-month wait. Really no used ones. It had mood lighting. He's totally into mood lighting. And a really quality build. I mean, it's on a Sprinter chassis, really nice woodwork inside, really a quality job. They're expensive. They're, their MSRP is 175 grand. You got it for a little bit less than that, but let's see what's on my list. COVID safety. So here's kind of a hot tip if you're RVing currently. What I've been noticing in a lot of parks is, again, the bathroom situation, varying degrees of closed or not available at all. So, so again, if you're RVing currently, I would, when you make a reservation or even before if you made it and are showing up, I've been a little surprised. Some shower services and even toilets in the KOA in October in Salt Lake City downtown, not available. You had to use all of your business had to be done in your RV. There was no toilet services. So again, if you're thinking about doing a video about that, about the experience, RVing around around COVID. So other questions you folks have? 92 people, thank you. Thumb up, really appreciate that. A lot of familiar names in here. Let's see. Kevin says, did you try to convince Kyle to get a Volta system? I tried to convince Kyle not to get an RV. Because he thinks RVs come with staff to do tank duty. And the Volta is not available in a Regency at this point. I sure could use one because, it's really funny. It's like, hey, I can tell you about tell you everything you want to know about your black tank system because I have one, so I know what it's about. But that thing about your generator and the solar and your batteries, which are not lithium, we got to learn that together because it is not fun, folks. And they have such a small amount of actual usable battery bank capacity. So you run this generator and it's so crazy. So you actually run to 30 amp hookup to 30 amp hookup. I think that's what's he's gonna end up doing. Yeah, he got the Regency Ultra Brome. It's 24 feet long. It's a B plus. It's really nice. It's totally Kyle. It's got a leveling system. It's got. I'm super jealous about the toilet. Wait till you see that bad boy. Oh my gosh. It's got a separate shower with mood lighting in it. Yeah, check out their website, regencyrv.com. I talked with the dealer rep today. We're going to get a factory tour when I go back to Fort Worth. So that's going to be a few months down the road until I get back. But we're going to do some homegrown videos when I return back to home base. Or Fort Myers, that's where we're going to. He's already needing some work. Kind of interesting. Let's see. Brad's hoping for some people to sell their used Travato GLs. Yeah, there's a lot. They'd be scooped up pretty quick. What else is on your mind? What's on my mind with you guys? We've had a lot of videos lately. We've been doing 2 a week. So my goal this year is to try to get to 15,000 people. 20 would be a stretch goal. My goal 2 years ago was to get to 10,000. We just crossed that about 6 months ago. This is a really passionate audience right here. I really appreciate that. So we're doing 2 videos a week. My goal is to do kind of a van day in the life of lifestyle and then a how-to. That's what I'm aiming for. And we are going to do a live Q&A like this once a week, probably on Wednesday evenings. And I'll continue to do the channel roundups, as I call them. We've had so much fun at the channel roundups. And we're going to do channel campouts. Some people really give me a lot of grief about trying to get people together. I couldn't even do any roundups on the show site this year. Winnebago said no. I get it. The optics aren't great. But if we're being responsible about it, there's no reason, in my opinion, we can't get together and have some fun. And that's what this is all about, to me. I mean, the RV is a tool to go see and do really fun things and meet amazing people. The RV is just a tool. Very important tool. And the video I did recently on the 5 reasons I live in a van, the why drives the what. And the what is the tool that is the RV. That's my opinion. And that's my opinion. You take it or leave it. Yeah, RV home on the road. Coachmen, yes. Oh, Sherry and Mike. No way, you guys moved to a Coachmen. That's amazing. You'll have to shoot me an email, please, Sherry Ann. Those folks are special in my heart. I met them at the Jetty RV Park up by Cape Canaveral. Just the coolest 2 people with 2 cats. Or you guys have 3? I can't remember. They had a K, then they went to a G, L, and now they're in a Coachman. So I'd love to know your experience there. So shoot me an email. Let's have a chat. And Sherry Ann and Mike were my first and only people at the very first meetup I had an RV show. It might have been my first meetup ever, actually. They were the only ones that showed up, which I was shocked anybody showed up. So that was great. Our last roundup, we had 9 vans, and a few of us, including Chad and Paul and Kevin 30 and Wake Up, and a channel viewer, took the van and overnighted my driveway at home base house there. It was so much fun. I think Chad and Paul bathed in my swimming pool that night. That's how they roll, though. That was great. Let's see. What else? We're kind of winding down here. What else are you guys that's burning on your mind? A lot more RVs. This was day 1. We got Thursday, Friday, Saturday to go through, so I'm going to try and get as much in as possible. So our Fatima, so this is kind of interesting. It talks about fifth wheel. So apparently, oh goodness, the name is, it's an Arcadia product. That's the name of the fifth wheel. Apparently a really big innovation step forward. I'm going to get a tour from the CEO and the product manager of the Arcadia, built by, somebody keep me honest, escaping me, on Friday morning really early. So I'm at Keystone, thank you. I need to just keep reading your thing a little bit. So yes, we're going to get a private tour on that product. I know most of this audience are not into fifth wheels. I'm not particularly into fifth wheels, but there's probably a trickle-down effect, and they have so much more space to be innovative with in something like a fifth wheel. So I'm really excited to see what that's all about. So thank you for that prompt there. Yeah, Matt, thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it. Yeah, mood lighting, who doesn't like that? Caravan and the family. Yeah, thanks, Kevin, for that boost there. Yeah, I hope to get to 20. We're growing. We're doing a lot of content. You know, and you've had explosive growth, which has been really, really great. Really, really an inspiration to me. I hope we can see you tomorrow or sometime while you're still in Florida. I'm going to be in the Florida area we got some Volta trainings coming up, probably till mid-February, so then I'm blasting out of here. Brad says, do you know why Winnebago changed the Travado? I need to kind of get to the bottom of that. You know, I'm sure there's corporate reasons, voice of customers, what they were saying, but if you really know your floor plans well, I can't see those changes being asked for specifically. I don't know. We'll see what we can do. All right, so other questions? Let's see, how to be... Oh, so Kim says, back from first 5-week van trip in a Coachmen Beyond, loved it, found it to be extremely COVID safe, feeling more vulnerable at home. You know, it's why I kind of want to make this video. I'm with you. You know, if people just mask up and stay socially distanced and just do the right things. We actually, at a bar in Lake Worth, masks on when you're moving around, but sitting at a table to live music. It just makes you want to stay alive by doing the right things versus hunkering in a basement bunker afraid of everything. I get it, but I'm telling you, things are, life continues, right? Sorry if that offends you. Hey, Lydia. Yeah, Jetty Park is so cool. Wait till you see a space launch from there. OMG, it's so amazing. Hey, Judy, thank you for that. Appreciate that. Yes, Keystone. All right, folks. Well, I'm going to wind this down. I am starving. It's been a super productive long day. Lots of big announcements. A lot of you have stuck around for this 1 hour. Kevin definitely gets the Marathon Award for 5-hour YouTube lives. That's just crazy. I love that. But thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in tonight. We're going to do it again tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern. I'll have more on the stuff I crawl through tomorrow, which is going to be some of the rigs mentioned here. The Coachmen Beyond. We're going to do something with the Overlander, Storyteller Overlander. So I talked to Mustache Tim tonight. He's going to get us some content there. We're going to do a walkthrough on that. So just thanks to everybody for all your congratulations on the Volta announcement. Just a really big deal. And oh, so here's Matthew says, do you watch Cruise and Chrome on YouTube? Yes. If I need a perk up for some reason, I watch him. He's just the most amazing guy. Hopefully I can cross paths with him someday. And this 4-legged drool monster is Chrome and Cruise. Well, Cruise is the drool monster. Chrome's just the cool cat. But thank you everybody for tuning in, and until we see you soon, I wish you to journey on. We'll see you tomorrow night. Adios.